Let's dive right in. Is your finance team still buried in spreadsheets while the rest of the business is moving at light speed? Well, today we're going to lay out a practical roadmap to turn that team into the strategic powerhouse your company really needs. Okay, let's just get to the heart of the matter right away. On one side, you've got traditional finance. It's slow, it's always looking in the rearview mirror, and it's pretty reactive. But on the other side, that's Agile Finance. We're talking fast, predictive, and a true strategic partner at the table. You know, this gap, it's not just about process. It's the difference between being a roadblock and being a growth engine. So you might be asking, why is this change so urgent right now? It's because that old traditional model, well, it's really starting to crack under the pressure of how business works today. Let's take a look at exactly what those pressures are. I mean, today's business world is just relentless, right? The market is so volatile that last quarter's numbers feel like ancient history. Your stakeholders, they want more than just a balance sheet now. They're demanding insights about the future. And the rest of the business leaders? They just can't wait weeks for a report. They need strategic advice now, and they're looking right at the finance team to give it to them. The old way of doing things just can't hang. So how in the world do you bridge that gap? Let me tell you, it's not about just buying some fancy new software and crossing your fingers. Nope. You need a complete blueprint for how you're going to change. And that blueprint, it's called a target operating model. A target operating model, or TOM for short, isn't just some fluffy mission statement. The best way to think about it is like an architectural plan for what your finance department is going to become. It lays out exactly how your people, your processes, your technology, and your rules are all going to work together to deliver actual tangible value. And while there are plenty of frameworks out there for building modern, resilient finance teams, the WNS Finance Target Operating Model is really considered best in class. Why? Because it drives real results by focusing on 4 core interconnected components. Now, the key here, and this is so important, is that these 4 pillars have to work together in harmony. You can't just fix one in a silo and call it a day. It means you have to elevate your people to be strategic thinkers, streamline your processes using automation, leverage modern tech like a cloud ERP, and then set up smart governance that perfectly balances risk with the need for speed. All right, so you've got the blueprint. Now, how do you actually build this thing? Let's switch gears from theory to action with a super clear 7-step roadmap to get it done. This roadmap lays out the whole journey for you. It all starts where you'd expect. First, you gotta assess where you are right now and identify the gaps. Then you define your new Agile TOM. From there, you prioritize technology, and this is the real engine of change. Then you can redesign your processes around that new tech and upskill your team so they know how to use it. Finally, you implement new governance and build a culture where you're always improving. Let's just pause on that critical 3rd step for a moment, technology. And yeah, let's pause here, because technology isn't just another box to check on the list. It is the absolute engine of this entire transformation. What we're really talking about is the automation advantage, freeing up your talented team from all those tedious manual tasks so they can focus on work that actually moves the needle. This is pretty much the essential tech stack that makes being agile even possible. Cloud ERPs give everyone a single source of truth, right? AI analytics help you shift from looking at the past to predicting the future. Automation tools get rid of the soul-crushing manual work, and real-time dashboards put vital data right at everyone's fingertips. This is the foundation that makes everything else possible. And see, once that tech foundation is solid, you unlock the real potential of your people. That's when you can redesign processes, not just to be faster, but to actually help people collaborate. And this is the most important part. It's where you upskill your people. And I'm not talking about simple software training. I'm talking about turning analysts into data storytellers and accountants into true strategic business partners. That's the real game changer. So, after all that effort, what's the big payoff? Well, when you succeed, it means a complete, fundamental shift in what the finance team even is. You go from being a back-office support function to a strategic driver of the entire business. The results are pretty amazing. The whole business starts making faster, more confident decisions. Your team's efficiency just skyrockets. And finance? It stops being a silo and becomes a central hub for collaboration. And maybe most importantly, your whole company gets more resilient, ready to pivot the second the market changes. And listen, this isn't just some fuzzy, feel-good idea. Let's make it real. We've seen case studies that companies using these models are slashing their financial close cycles by up to 50%. Just imagine closing the books in half the time. Think about what your team could do with all of that time back. That is the real power of this kind of transformation. If you boil this entire journey down to one single idea, this is it. It's about fundamentally rewriting the job description for finance. You're no longer just a historian, a scorekeeper reporting on what already happened. You become a forward-looking navigator who's actually helping to steer the ship and drive growth. So we'll leave you with this one question to think about. This transformation, it isn't just about keeping up with the times. It's about taking the lead. Is your finance team ready not just to survive what's coming, but to actually get out there and shape the future?